Okay, everybody, I'm back. I've already filmed the video that you're about to see. Yes, from my laptop. Sorry about the lighting, but all three of my camera batteries were dead. I forgot to tell you all that in the video. I also have to do a disclaimer. Don't you hate disclaimers? I have to tell y'all that besides the things I talk about in the video, I have been doing a lot of work around the house. So I will show that to you at some point. Scott and I have been doing some projects. I will show you those at some point. And the last thing I want to say is some of the stuff, today as we were driving to Mobile, I was thinking about what I said in the video. And I just want to make sure that you know that I'm only asking myself these questions and contemplating my own journey of YouTube and social media. I'm not judging yours. You do you. It's totally fine. I love what everybody else does. The questions were just for me, just for my own process of what do I need to be doing. So here you go. Hi everyone, TeriGigi here. I'm back after taking a month-long break. I'm glad to be back, but I have to be honest, I don't know how back I really am. So I just wanted to do an update video because I promised you I'd come back on May 1st, and I just realized today that that's tomorrow. And so I'm about to go shopping with my neighbor. So I just thought I'll jump on here, one take wonder, so no editing, and just get this video ready for, what's it called? Publishing. I feel kind of out of practice. So what did I do? Why did I take a break? Oh, you know what? I just felt like, I could do a whole video on this, but to put it in a nutshell, I felt like, this can sound so silly, I felt like I was losing my brain cells. I felt like I was just on social media, and I'm not even one of those that's on every day. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I might go a week, I might go 2 weeks without posting. I don't think about it every day. I'll do stories for like 2 days in a row, and then I won't do a story for a month. So it's not that and I'm hardly on Facebook anymore, and I don't read I don't know, but I just felt like I was on the computer too much. And the other thing I felt like is I was thinking about YouTube too much, as in when you're a YouTuber, now if you're not, you won't get it, but if you are, you know that in your brain, it's always in the back of your mind, always. Well, not as much for me as it should be, because there's so many things I should film to be a good YouTuber that I just don't pick up my camera. Like if I'm going to organize something, most of the time I just do it, and then later, like a day later, I'll go, oh, I should have videoed that. That's what so-and-so would have done, So, but YouTube is on the back of my mind as far as I got to get a video out this week. I've got to get a video out this week. And I just got tired of it. And I was out of ideas. And then so many things that I thought about videoing in the past couple of months, the same question kept coming to me. Why? Why? Why am I videoing this? Why am I telling people my life? Why? I'm not really sure. It's probably some weird thing with YouTubers, like we like to hear ourselves talk or something, which is true about me, and I'm working on it so badly. Anyway, there was something else I was going to say about YouTubers. See, now I need to do an edit here, and I don't want to. So anyway, it was, I know what I was going to say. Then one time, okay, so I took off. I stopped on April 1st. And then, I don't know, a week or week and a half in, I was eating out with Scott, and I had the most beautiful seafood platter. Well, it wasn't a platter. It was, but it was raw oysters on a platter, and they were absolutely beautiful. The whole presentation. And so I went to get my camera to take a picture of it for Instagram. And I said to myself, why? People know what raw oysters look like. People know what food looks like. Why do we do this? Why? Why are we doing this? And I don't know. I don't know if God's telling me, this is stupid. This is a waste of your time. What's going on with the world where we're filming our food? And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I think each individual needs to make a decision on whether this is a good thing for their time. Now, it is for most people because they're making money. I'm not. So I'm kind of like, Not that time equals money, but as you get older, time equals time that's running out. You start thinking like that, and you start thinking, how do I want to spend my days? So that is kind of why I took a break, and I still don't have an answer to all of that. But I will say that the main reason I took the break was, again, I felt like I was too dependent on Google. I was too dependent on instant gratification of Amazon, and I just stepped back from it for a little bit. And what I said to my husband the other day, I said, like, if we're arguing about something, not arguing in the real sense, but so-and-so was in that movie. No, it was so-and-so. No, it wasn't. Someone's going to pick their phone up in the next few minutes, seconds, to prove themselves. Nothing is more annoying than that. Because if you didn't have that instant answer, you would both talk it out and come and deduct an answer and say, yeah, I think you're right. It was him. You know what I mean? And then if you can't look it up, you both win because you're both sure you were right. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's true. The other thing, okay, in the olden days, 15 years ago, we all, if you needed to fix something in your house, you just went in. Am I filming? Yeah. You just went in and you fixed it. But what did you do if you couldn't fix it right away? You kept thinking it through, trying things. That didn't work. Okay, I'll try this. Okay, I'll try this. That did. We're losing our ability for deductive thinking, for deep thinking, because everything comes in an instant. And I think you can see by some of the people on the news that someone says, yes, we're going to flip our country upside down. We're going to change everything, and everything's free. The deep thinkers think for about 5 seconds and say, wait, now how's that going to work? We're all going to have free housing. So you need to think, and you need to say, what kind of housing would free housing look like? You need to think it through before you jump on these bandwagons. And it's really scaring me because it doesn't seem like people are doing that. We're just becoming little robots that you can just suggest things to, and we just say, yes, everyone should have a college education. Well, really? Do you see what I'm saying? There's a cost to all these things, and most of the ideas are not even good. They've been tried throughout history. No one has deep enough thought to go look back and see, because we're so smart now, we can make it work. Anyway, that's enough of that. But I want to be a deep thinker again, and I don't want to depend on instant, quick answers to big ideas and big things. The other thing that's left the building is common sense. For sure, common sense has left the building. I wish I could tell you the biggest one that's left the building, but I don't want to get into it. Okay, so I took time off. What did I do when I didn't have to think about YouTube? Number one, honestly, y'all, it freed up so much space. Now, I wasn't watching the news, which I don't usually watch the news at all unless something big's happening, like Notre Dame, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was the worst thing. But, and I'm like everybody else, I had the most heart-sick feeling in my soul about it. To me, it seemed just to represent what we're becoming as a world, is throw all the old out. Now, I'm just saying, it represents the past. But let's, now, immediately they all said they were going to rebuild it. And I was so relieved. I was so happy that France was going to take this on, and these billionaires were, pledging money and everything. And I don't know why I'm talking about this, but now they're holding a contest to choose an architect so that it will reflect the technology and thoughts or whatever of our time now. How can a church reflect technology? Oh my gosh, I can't talk about it. It's and so they're going to redesign it because, the old one wasn't good enough. So let's redesign it. Okay, so what if you can't replace it with the old giant timbers that they used? Okay, Well, then make it of metal, but you can make it look exactly like old timbers. You know what I mean? But no, 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 no. We must do something better. And they are not even going to stick with a French architect. Have you been to Versailles when they're doing some of their modern art showcases within the halls of Versailles? I'll never forget when I did it. It was our second trip to Versailles out of many trips, and they were having this art expo. I think they do it every year, y'all, in Versailles, which, as if the ceiling by itself is not good enough, they had like balloon animal sculptures that weren't made of a balloon, that weren't made of latex, but they were plastic balloon animals, huge. The worst thing I saw was a glass case with Michael Jackson in it. This before he died, with Michael Jackson and his monkey in it. What does that have to do with Versailles? It was horrible. So I don't trust the French. I don't trust them in modern times. Anyway, y'all, this is all to say that we're losing our minds. We're losing them. And I thought, no, I'm going to be one of those relics where someone says, look at her thinking more than 15 seconds about her answer. Exactly. Or more than 5 seconds about my answer. I mean, this is what's happening, and I am against it. And so I am stepping back from it. So what did I do with my time? Mostly I read, which I never read. I always say I'm going to read. I always make these big proclamations that I'm going to read. This time I actually read. Very successful. I also read on the couch. I also read on the front porch. I read, my goal was to read one book a week. Well, when you're really reading, you read a lot faster than you think. And I got faster and faster as I practiced my brain reading again, as in reading a novel. Because I read all the time, but I only read like books like Declutter or Home Things, where you can flip to the chapter that you want and you read it really quickly and you've got the deal and you move on with your life, right? I read 4 novels, lickety-split, over the first 2 weeks of the 2 weeks of the break. I read 4 novels. Like, I couldn't even believe it. One I read in 2 days. The Hiding Place. I read that in 2 days. I read that book every couple of years just to remind me of the past. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, yeah, those people had stamina. They had stamina. We would never be able to hide in America for more than 3 seconds. We go, here I am. Give me something for free. No. So I read Camino Island, which is a book I started over a year ago, and I only read half of it, and I don't know what happened. I started back at the beginning. I read the whole thing. I read a book called Sail, S-A-I-L. It was not my style of book, but it was very dramatic, but it had some, racy things in it. But it was good as far as like, it was action, but it was almost action for the sake of action. Like, it was so far-fetched that this many things could happen. Again, in 10 minutes, like 8 things happened to their sailboat. No, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. But anyway, it was a great book. I read through it really, really quickly. And then I read, so that's 3 novels. I can't remember the 4th one. And now I'm trying to read Crazy Rich Asians. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through it. I'm on page 3. And if something doesn't grab me really quick, I'm not wasting my time. Oh, and I also read a book called Summer at Tiffany. I've talked about this a long time ago. Summer at Tiffany's. It's just the prettiest book, the prettiest cover, and it's about these women in the 40s that work at Tiffany's, and they're college students. And they're the first 2 women to work on the floor at Tiffany's in the history of the store. And it's just it's just a fun read. I love it. So that's the 4 novels I read. And now, yeah, but I had company. We had my friend Eddie and Barry came and visited us, and it was super fun. And we got the boat out, and it's all springy and everything outside, and the grass is greened up, and all the trees are blooming, and it's just amazing here at the Mermaid Cottage. So, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, so I'm going to Florida in a couple of days. Lexi is working. Of course, she's working. She's a working mom, but her mother-in-law keeps Lorelai. but her mother-in-law is going on a cruise with her husband, the father-in-law. And so I'm going to go babysit Lorelai for a week, y'all. It's going to be, I mean, I know it's going to be fun because she's such a happy, fun baby. But I'm going to be tired. But anyway, my point being, I'm not going to be doing sit-down videos or anything while I'm in Florida. I'm not even taking my computer. No, 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 no. I've learned to be detached from all this, and it's just awesome. So what I am going to do before I go is I'm going to record another storytime video. Now, that's my favorite kind of video to do, y'all. So I'm going to do some more of those because if I feel like, you know, I don't have a lot to add to the conversation of makeup and hair and declutter. I mean, that's just pretty straightforward. You just do it. I don't have a lot to add to all of that. I don't get products, you know, to try. I get offered a lot of things. I haven't done any of them yet. The one I want to try and I absolutely refuse is Home Chef. But who wants to watch someone else cook a meal? It's boring. It was fun the first 1 or 2 times. And no, I'm not doing that. So I think what I'm going to try to do is lighten your load in your spirit and tell a few more story times of things that are actually real and tell you how they happen. And they're tried and true stories because my family makes me retell them. Or my friends do, not my family. They've heard them enough. My friends sometimes say, tell that one again, tell that story again, so I will. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back once I get home from Florida, but I'll try to put a storytime video up next week. I'm off to go shopping with my neighbor across the street. We're going to Mobile, which I do not like that town, but it's only because I only drive through it and I have to go in that tunnel, and I hate tunnels. So she said she knew of a high-end shopping area in Mobile, and we're going to go and check it out. So I will see you later. Please leave a comment if you're back. If you usually don't leave a comment so I know someone's listening. And then, yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Talk to you later. Bye.